capture this for anybody. We don't have to repeat it. We don't want to, but I'm happy to. Aloha mai kako. My name is John Kealoha Garcia. I'm calling from Oahu in the moku of Kona and the ahupua'a of Palolo. And I'm sure there's a Ili somewhere in there. I'm from Kaimuki.
Yeah, Kaimuki.
Hey, oh, right on. I feel like I always catch one. Awesome.
Wilhelmina Rise.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, yeah. I'm right underneath Ma'umai. So Wilhelmina is like right around me. And yeah, I love this area. I think that, every time I talk about Exchange Avenue, this is where it was born, really, between here and Waimanalo at the Pu'uhonua. And it really is, it's a Pu'uhonua, it's a safe place that we can make these exchanges and do business in the way that our ancestors once did as well, in a modern way. So yeah, so I like to start with those ahupua'a names, just to set our context on where we are. Now I know everyone here is calling in from Maui, and I would say that 80% of our traffic from Exchange Avenue in the last 60 days has been from Maui. So that's awesome. I think it just goes to show that Maui's farming and ranching community is strong. It's much different than Oahu, I'll tell you that. Like way more community, I feel that. There's a lot more sort of like silos here in Oahu for whatever reason. And so I'm happy to be working with you folks, setting an amazing example. So I'll share my screen and just jump right directly into the app. And I'll actually go through the Project MAHI website so you guys can see how someone might find you folks. All right. Okay, so projectmahi.net. Hi'ile and all of our farmers have been doing awesome work at our Sunday markets. And I've been seeing all those tags and stuff on social media. So every time someone comes through and purchases, there's a sticker on there. That sticker gets seen and they get driven to this website. You can also search for Project MAHI now on Google and it comes up. And so we're getting some visibility. Social media has been active for a little bit now as well. So coming to this website, of course, if you're a farmer, you can submit your application. If you're looking to buy products, then you can come and click on Consumers tab here. It takes you directly to the app. Well, we call it like a marketplace. And well, a couple of steps here about joining, and it takes you directly there. Now we have the opportunity, this is something that we can think about also for our consumers to send them directly to the app. And we can also add things to the screen as well. So if you folks think there would be a link or something that we can add to these steps or to these frequently asked questions, please let me know. And then we also, Exchange Avenue, we just finished producing 3 videos, how-to videos that I'll play the item one for you folks in a bit, just so you can see the dynamic of it. But it's another resource that we can use, and it might be a neat idea to repurpose some of those screens and for Project MAHI. So we can make one video that shows creating your profile, adding items, and making an exchange. And so once you click on the app, it takes you in. If you're already logged in, then it shows you the dashboard. Now, my dashboard might look different from yours. Right now, my location is set to Kaimuki. And so it's showing me a snapshot of items in my area. And that's really what the dashboard is meant to be. It's meant to give you the stuff that you're looking for. And it's really meant to be like a live inventory of your neighborhood. And so I'm going to change my profile to Project MAHI. And so what that will do is it'll actually change my section front. And so now my ahupua'a is Project MAHI. So what this is showing me is any items that are in the Project MAHI grouping, and then any farmers that are in Project MAHI grouping as well. And so there's a few other layers that we can drill down on this. Technically I'm not in Project MAHI, I'm browsing it. And so there's a difference between someone browsing and a farmer, right? And so that's something that we're looking at. We're also accounting for native farmers, non-native farmers. And so that's another badge or another designation that we could highlight if we wanted to, because that's one of our missions. And then I think another one is just belonging to Project MAHI, or just being a regular somebody who's browsing. So I'll just go through the profile screens one more time so you folks can see it. Gale Farms is a great example of how to set up your profile. They've got all kind of citrus and jams and a nice bio. You'll notice the links here. This might be a good chance to talk about a couple of features we put in here. I did add links recently after Project MAHI launched, so that you can actually put in links in your bio. So if you haven't done that yet, if you have social media, or if you have a website, or maybe there's a purchase page or a store page, if you put this link in here, then it'll show up on your bio. And I'll show you what that looks like actually. So you can see my links here. So I just put my Instagram and Exchange Avenue. I also built in links into the items. I'm still waiting for someone to claim this photography backpack. So I don't have any links, but if I wanted to put maybe a video on how to use it, then I could put it here on YouTube, and then it'll just link on the image. So it's never a bad idea. I think also if you've got like a PayPal, a short code or something like that, then that's also I think free game. We'll go back to the market. When you go browse market, it shows you the newest items. So some of the items in this newest list may not be from Project MAHI. These are just newest items in the economy. Project MAHI often shows up on the top because there's so much activity, which I think is great. I think that as the network continues to expand and grow, there'll be more new items. You know, we're doing a lot of outreach on our end to tell the story of all the different neighborhoods that we're in and communities that we're starting to sign up. Project MAHI is a big part of that story as well. And so, you know, you guys are inspiring everyone else on what to put up. You'll notice when we click on most of the newest items here that are Project MAHI, they'll come up as available for purchase. And so in our outreach, we've been getting feedback about items being available for purchase versus exchange. And so we've been explaining that, you know, fiat currencies, money really is just another form of exchange. Exchange Avenue is not reliant on those currencies. Just like I think how a farmer's market isn't necessarily reliant on fiat currencies, but it's a commercial marketplace, right? And so I guess you could trade with your customers, but the intent is people are coming to purchase, and that's the exchange. So hopefully Exchange Avenue offers a little more latitude to find out what people like. I think also as a social network, you're maybe hopefully meeting people every week for items. I mean, I eat a lot of cucumbers. So I may set up with this farmer to pick up, you know, 5 pounds every week or something like that. And so I think as we start to evolve, we'll notice, and we spoke about this, I think it's in the roadmap for Project MAHI, but some distribution tools that allow us to just track how often people are buying cucumbers or Swiss chard, and maybe some tools that allow them to order weekly. And so I think that those are part of a commercial, like retail options on items. So these are items for sale. I'll show you an example of an item that I found recently. All available items, and it was yoga. So this person in Mo'ili'ili, so she is a yoga teacher. And I thought that the way she described her items was really neat. She's located in Mo'ili'ili. So the item description, so she creates custom classes. Now, one thing you notice is actually it's a skill, right? And so she's teaching knowledge. It's a custom designed yoga class. It's not necessarily like 60 minutes on Thursday, but it could be. You know, she talks a little bit about who she is, a little safety stuff in there. And then she says what she's looking for. So her classes run from a scale, you know, and so she put in the dollar value. And then she also put in some of the things that she loves. And so this is a good example, I think, of if you came to her, you might say, okay, wow, this is really neat. She's participating in this. I'm interested. You know, I also farm and I eat clean. I have an abundance of veggies. And so let's reach out. Maybe we can do a trade for some custom yoga classes, and, you know, I can supply her veggies. And so this is a good example. Now, it would be awesome, I think, if items had an area that said, if this item is available for retail purchase, then tell us about that. And what that would allow us to do then is in the edit item, we would put all of our item descriptions and everything, what I'm interested in, and then there would be a link that says available for retail purchase. And so technically anyone from Project MAHI would click this link and say, yes, this is available for purchase. However, if you wanted to put something in for exchange, then you could. If you leave it blank, then it'll just be available for retail purchase. And then of course, what she could do is put her URL here. I'll do it for her, just make it easier. So now this opens up in a new tab. Beautiful. Yeah, really cool. So any questions on sort of that thought process, or any ideas on how the price is being described on Project MAHI items, maybe some different considerations that we could put in for how to make this price stand out, or maybe some feedback? And then I thought Tina had a great idea here, also using a little menu as an image. That's awesome too. So, you know, I'd love your feedback on what we just talked about, and maybe if you guys had any feedback from clients or customers, or any thoughts.
I don't have any.
Okay. Yeah, it's all pretty straightforward.
So I have some feedback.
Mhm.
So we're listing this under my husband, Ed Enomoto.
Okay.
And he's an artist,
Mhm.
and he does art things. And I'm wondering, is that something that we want to include in Project MAHI or Exchange Avenue?
I see. That's a good question, Auntie. I kind of feel like Project MAHI was definitely it was specified for food items, right? That wouldn't stop you from adding art classes or something, and you know, and still having it in your inventory. I think the question is whether you set that item location to Project MAHI, or to your homestead location, or to your ahupua'a. I would think that a farmer that's a Project MAHI farmer could exist in the Project MAHI space and in the Exchange Avenue space. However, it doesn't necessarily work the other way around, right? So if someone who's not part of Project MAHI adds an item to Project MAHI, that wouldn't work. And so being part of the Project MAHI group actually gives you this special designation here that has, you know, we're in the menu. You actually have the logo in here when you switch the location, and we're building on that identity, not only of Project MAHI, but also of Maui farmers and ranchers. And so that's going to just continue to grow. I would say if you have items that aren't necessarily food items, or, you know, maybe, you know, offer up your thoughts. I think that within a certain realm, like we already have like honey and like shots and some other like bagged items, goods. And so, you know, maybe expanding it wouldn't be a bad idea, but it can go either way. You know, you can always upload it and offer it to the general market, or you can put it in Project MAHI. I think it comes up to what the group thinks. What are you guys' thoughts?
And I think I've done a few items that are not farm related.
on here, and I've listed it under Maui as the location. So people and anybody on Maui could see it. It's yeah, the ducks and the doll.
Yeah, the ducks and the doll, yeah.
And the ducks could be a farm item, but I don't necessarily have to, you know, it doesn't have to sell. I'm open to trading, exchanging.
Sure.
But I think leaving it like that for now, because then it keeps it separate for the sales, for the tracking purposes. Yeah, I know something else we've talked about implementing, John, is now that as we're beginning to enroll non-Kanaka farmers, having like a to identify Native Hawaiian farmers from or just Maui farmers, and then being able to identify also the farmers that are signing up to receive the ahupua'a vouchers.
Okay.
So I'm saying we could just take a photo of their placard that they received from Emil, and that way people can identify that, hey, you know, this farmer is receiving, is willing to receive the vouchers.
Sure. Yeah, those are fields we can add on. Like we're already accounting for organic as well. It's in there, we're just not displaying it. So when the farmer goes through the intake form, which you folks all have, 1 second, I'll go to it. It asks you a lot of questions. We're only really pulling in a few of those questions into it. I'm trying to get to the second slide here. The form is so good, it's making me fill it out. Do you guys have any feedback on this form, by the way? I know you only do it once, but yes, permission. All right, next. Okay. This second screen is pretty much like what shows up on your profile. So please describe your farm, share a paragraph about your farm's mo'olelo, what you have ready for sale, growing organically or not, certified organic, if you grow items yourself. So I guess you could sell stuff but not grow it, right? And then items you may have in future seasons. I like the future seasons thing too. You know, what this could also be is items that are in your inventory but not available, right? So you could say, because I know that doesn't really account for it right now. Either the item is available or it's not. But it doesn't show up if it's unavailable. We don't account for like future items. So we could, that could be, it could be an option. Okay. Good thoughts. That was an interesting bug. Any questions so far? Auntie, I don't know if that answers your question or not. What's your thought on adding like items outside of food into the Project MAHI space?
Well, my husband has a body of art that is about fruits, vegetables. He has an image of a kalo farmer that he put on a t-shirt, and he has images on t-shirts of kalo and ipu and things like that that are, you know, related to farming. So, you know, I mean, that's just an evolution of my thought process about it. Yeah.
You know, it could also account for skills, you know, like there could be a skills section from Project MAHI participants as well. I would say add them to your inventory, and then you can play with how it looks in there.
What about adding a section, for instance, for non-perishable items? I don't know, like, you know, knowing Ed, he also does some block print work of cards, you know. He does, and I crochet, so I do, you know, miscellaneous little things for the house. And he makes blankets. I don't know. I'm just thinking, you know, a section for, is it possible to have, I know it's not farm necessarily food items. They're but is there a way to incorporate non-perishables? I don't know. It's something to think about.
Yeah.
I think it's all related.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
John?
thoughts. Good thoughts. Technically, the system will account for it. It's really up to the group on, you know, which items. I think it's relevant and it's related though. And so yeah, I would say add them. You know, at the end of the day, I think if we see that, you know, Project Mahiai is great as a food market, then I think that's good. I kind of feel like this group is pretty akamai to how this thing works, and you know, I think it would manage, you know, fine.
And can I say something too?
Please.
And we don't have the stresses of big city life, even though I'm a city girl and I grew up in the streets of Waikiki, running around when it was safe as a little girl. So here up country, we don't have the stresses, and we don't have the things that kind of give people like a writer's block kind of thing. We have fresh air. We have tons of our Kanaka and our neighbors that help and support us. We love each other, and we live in a beautiful area. So I think that in itself is super healthy.
Yeah.
And we live healthy, and we grow healthy things, and we you know, we hunt, which is super healthy. But I think things like Keiko's husband's block work is definitely a stamp of what we represent. So that in itself, and he lays blankets or whatever kind of other things we produce because it's in our nature to create. So I think we are a solid community of artisans.
Yeah.
You know, and yesterday when I saw Uncle Kamaka's cucumbers and chard. Oh my God, that's gourmet stuff.
Yes.
That's gourmet stuff. His cute Itachi. That's the kind of stuff that culinarians want. So we have these hidden gems in our hui, I think. So it just takes a few people to have the skill to know how to celebrate us.
Right.
And we do what we do. And then John is the magician that kind of, you know, can kind of highlight them. So thank you for what you do.
Mahalo for that, Manao, Tina. You know, as you were saying that, I was looking at the logo here, and I was reading it's Ho'olu Ia'i na Hawaii, grown by the native community. And really, whether it's we eating it or we're consuming it, it's still grown by the native community, right? And fostered and supported by the native community. So,
Can I, John, I want to add to Tina and Melani's comment. You know, Project Mahiai, in my eyes, are that's a farming, and farming has to do with wellness, health, and those people that Mahiai are the people that crochet. They're the ones that it's all part of health and wellness for farmers. That's all part of the link to good health, which is, you know, the artistry, the and bringing forward the plants, the food, and yeah, I'm at it. I love it.
Yeah, and you know what we can do too, as to like keep a good focus on the importance of food systems and native food, is we can always do like a goods or like anything that's not food related. We can create like another section, kind of like how we have on the browse market. We could say food items, right? Or like other goods from Project Mahiai farmers. So that's another way that we can start to add layers to this. because the system does account for 9 different item types, right? By default, I'm defaulting to food for Project MAHI, but you know, whether it's aloha, knowledge, events, or opportunities, you know, it'll show up. It'll show up that way. So I say we go lean into it, and then let's mold it into what works best for all of us. And I think in the next couple weeks or so, I should have some really good analytics about which areas in Maui are visiting, and how long they're staying and all that stuff. I think could give some good insight on some of the digital activity. Beautiful Mana'o. Thank you so much.
John, can I read
yep,
a, Kainole had asked a question in the chat.
let me see, I missed it.
If there's a way to put
Link back to exchange.
Yeah.
My head links to the way non-produced items lead them PMPX. Create another. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So yes, technically there is. There's a way to do it. You may even, like Hi'ile, for example, actually all of us, right? We may have businesses or farms, and then we may have like a personal account, right? So in that case, you could have 2 accounts. You would just use 2 different emails and log out. You'd log out of one and log back into the other. So to answer your question, Kai, yes, we can link back. However, it's kind of intrinsic. It's all sort of woven together. So like if you're a person who signed up on the app, then you can be all things. If we just designate you to Project MAHI, you know, technically we could have other private. We're working on some backend features like private groups that would allow us technically to create a private exchange circle. So say you just have a few people in an area, or you have an ahupua'a, you create a private group. That's different from Project MAHI. We're aggregating all of the participants, and then we're infusing all of these native items into the ecosystem. And so, yeah, I have a lot of ideas on how to display it all.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea that it could be, you know, ahupua'a, and it just kind of is like an extension or extra extension to, you know, the ecosystem. You know, thinking in links, because I mean, that was a great example you gave, right? About somebody who has a retail business, right? That has a retail price point or a retail type of exchange through currency, and or you know, exchange, which is, you know, through that bartering system, in exchange for fruits, you know, we'll exchange, you know, my ike for your farm product, you know.
Right.
But in Project MAHI, is there a way to kind of do that where, you know, if you click on this one link, the consumer, right, is looking, as they get used to looking at the ahupua'a, you know, somebody in Waihuli might be looking, you know, for an art class, I'm just saying,
right,
and find that, you know, okay, you know, this is available. Oh, where? What ahupua'a? Oh, perfect. What? Waihuli? What? And click on it, you know, and then be able to say, wow, you know, I never knew that Uncle, you know, did these things, you know, up at his home or his hale, you know.
Right. No, yeah, that's beautiful. As I'm thinking now, this is the Project MAHI all items page, right? It just shows everything. It's basically like a supermarket, right? One thing I was thinking is on this page, we could put a tab. This is a virtual farmers market right here that's open 24/7. We could put a tab here that says items available for purchase, items available for exchange. That's another way that we could jump from commercial marketplace to ahupua'a exchange in the same view. So that's another idea. Another one I was thinking is there could also be another piece of information added here that says like where you can get the cucumber from, right? So say Uncle offers these on the Sunday markets. Let's just say he's on one of the street corners every Tuesday or something like that. That would be another way to add in like how you can get it, right? So we know what's available, we know how much it is, and so you can also put like a schedule down for like distribution. That would be where the person emails this this item owner, and basically just
I think more the consumer gets more with their farmer, right? Just like how you love cucumbers, you might want to set something up to where that distribution is more consistent, and then creating that.
Right. And I can favorite items too. Now we haven't gotten too much into favoriting items, but if you click on this little heart here, you can come through and you can favorite the items you want. And then it shows up under your favorited items. Oh, I gotta bring the button back, but it works. It works. Yeah,
No, thank you for that. Mahalo.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'll be thinking more about the ways to link back. I think it's really more about just awareness, really. I think it's more about education and sort of showing the different types of examples. And then I think it's really breaking out this information, right? Like if we had no other fields, then it would just be one big piece of text. We can actually break this out into 2 or 3 different item types. So they also take credit cards. So if it's available for retail purchase, then we can have the price, how it's priced by the pound or something, and then payment types. So, that would be in a tab that's available. That's like retail information. Only if it's available for retail purchase. Otherwise, it would just say, I'm looking to exchange honey for boy. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to, any other questions real quick? I wanted to show you guys a video. I'm going to show you guys a quick how-to video on uploading items that we produced.
The Exchange Av app. Step 2.
This is my mom, by the way. We exchanged for her talent.
How to use the Exchange Av app. Step 2. Manage your inventory. An item to begin exchanging today. Now that you've completed your profile and know your way around the dashboard, we'll add items and build our inventory. It's easy to add an item to the exchange economy. Tap the Add Item button from the dashboard or profile screen to load the new item form. Complete the fields with as much detail as possible, choosing item type, location, and availability. Snap a photo of the item and upload from your photo gallery, or take a pic live. Once your item fields are complete, press submit, and your item gets listed on the live marketplace. There are 9 item types to choose from goods and services to time, knowledge, and
aloha. So we're building more resources like this, just to share with our farmers and with our members. So we'd love your feedback. I think it would be great to shoot one for Project MAHI as well. I'm happy to produce that. That'd be a lot of fun.
I totally see the resemblance.
Yeah, the nose, right?
It's in the cheeks.
Oh, the cheeks. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty burnt today. So I went diving. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. So a little bit of theory around a blended economy, adding items for sale, retail purchase versus items for exchange. It's really the same process. The difference is where you list the item location and the description, essentially. Let's see here.
John, can I clarify though? Like if we listed, you have some items under Project MAHI that are like veggies or fruits, and then you have something that's a non, like I listed the doll, I listed it under Maui, but if somebody should click on it, it would take you to access the profile of the person, and then you could view all the items.
That's correct, right? So you're existing in 2 different places right now. You've got items that are in Project MAHI, and you have items that are available for exchange in Exchange Avenue. So yeah, you've got all the details on how to interact with your items, all the information about what the price is. You could put like, we're there on Sundays, sort of like the next step, so that someone knows how to receive these items. You could also put like, we also have additional items available for exchange. In your bio, you may say too, like, I'm part of Project MAHI. I'm a proud Native farmer. We have items available for sale. Please browse my inventory. I'm also interested in doing exchanges for these types of things. Check through my inventory. And also, if someone is in Maui, say they are in Maui, you'll see all of the items in here that are assigned to the Maui. So you can see the ducks are in there and the doll, and then there's some drone services and some other things here in Maui. And we're still working on the geographical linking so that all of the ahupua'as within Maui will see Project Mahi stuff. So that's coming real soon. But yeah, Hi'ile, you're the example now of like a dual existence. It's all the same though, and it's neat too, because maybe you've got a certain amount of ducks that you want to exchange for, and you have maybe a flock that you want to put up for sale on Sunday, Project Mahi. Then you could create an item for the ducks that are on sale and for the ducks that are available for exchange. That's another way to do it. It's really all how you manage your inventory. Like I have a bunch of items in inventory here that I turn on and I turn off based on what I have. I can change this to unavailable. I actually don't have any pico kea right now, so I make it unavailable, and it won't show up in my ahupua'a. So if I change my ahupua'a back to pololo or kaimuki, it won't show.
So can I just give a comment of a couple weeks ago when we had our Sunday market?
Sure.
So that's groundbreaking that we had bunnies for sale and we had a new source of beef.
Wow.
I mean, that's groundbreaking.
Wow.
When we have native farmers that are actually growing the beef, and like not Maui Cattle Company, I mean, great, that we have that, but that's like old school, markets.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have animals like bunnies for sale and you have beef that people actually put their hard-earned effort and energy into for like a good cause, and it's not like the American food industry is horrible and it's just completely twisted and so disconnected from what we are. So when we have now people that are Kanaka that are plugged in and now raising proteins for our sustenance, and it's hopefully, I mean, it will grow to be sustainable. We're on the right track.
Yeah. Thank you, Tina. That's powerful.
Duck eggs, Hele. Ducks.
Yeah, it just hit me too, because this is a pound less of ground beef that gets purchased from a factory farm to supermarket.
Yeah.
Like shipped.
With hormones and pesticides and who knows what's in it.
Yeah. It's like slowly detracting from the supermarket system.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. That's huge. That's huge. And I think that the views and the organization of the data and the items will just continue to improve as we, just get more comfortable with the platform and have more people on here.
John, can ask if you have any advice on how to post when, like, say as farmers, we're looking for people to actually just come and help out for a couple hours with pulling weeds or cutting grass or
Cool. Sure.
like big, trying to do a big project, and you could use a couple extra hands. Is there a way to, always difficult to ask for help, yeah? So if you can kind of guide, I guess, in seeking, I feel like it's easier to ask for the exchange of food, but then it's like, how do you ask for the exchange of
Work.
yeah, thank you.
Hana time, right? So, right. I think that one, you have to find the right people to do it, right? And I kind of feel like this platform is full of people. I think also as you start to look at the community directory, you can start to see like some of the people and like who they are. Like not a farmer, but can donate time when needed. Boom, perfect. Sakura. So you email her and you say, hey, aloha. I have a farm in upcountry, and I would love an hour a week if you like. I got veggies. That's one way to do it, right? So that was totally random. Just choosing someone from the Maui directory and then finding out like who they are. Consumer to support local farming. That's pretty straightforward. Office assistant sales. So we haven't gotten too much into like the skills stuff. If we allowed users to put in skills or, like actually put skills available for barter, then it's like a totally different game. Technically, if I made these clickable, let's say like these skills, office assistant, then we could aggregate everyone who is an office assistant in Maui. So hopefully that helps. I would say just getting to know your community. You could also post an opportunity, Hile. You could say add item, opportunity in Maui. Also, I need to make sure that all of the Maui ahupua'a are in, because I did a search for a couple of them and they weren't for some reason. So cleaned it up. You could say opportunity in Maui. You could say Nux for time. Just you could do something better. Or you could say like work for food exchange.
That's kind of a whole different, yeah.
Does that make sense? And then you would say what I'm interested in. You could say like I have four mala that need weeding, watering the plants in the morning on Fridays. Take a photo of your beautiful view and you say it's limited and you submit. And then so this would actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I think this is just a good one too. I'm just gonna grab any photo. My dog's scratching the couch, trying to get my attention. Okay, I just submitted it. You can see that it's in the newest items, right? So regardless of where I am, I saw this as the newest item that just showed up. Work for food exchange in Maui. If somebody was interested in this, then they would email me. Click email, and that would show up. My email popped up. You can't see it. And then of course, I also have my cell phone on here. And so you can text me. For privacy, we don't require it. So you can take it out. If I were to take up my phone number here, then it only allows me to email, right? So that's how. And you can see in my inventory now, I've got all these different things. If someone's browsing, they can see this is on Maui. It's an opportunity and work for food exchange. So those are two items. Those are two ways. Connect with someone in the community in Maui who might be down to do. Honestly, Ile, I know a lot of people almost pay to work in a mala or in a lo'i. Like they want that experience. So, you know, yeah, it's not easy to ask for help, I think. However, I think if it's an invitation for an exchange, I think it's different. Because the intent is different. There are people out there who actually want to learn, and it's enriching as well to get your hands in the soil. So hopefully that helps. And then of course, oh wow, I just got like 20 people. I don't have to water my mala anymore. I can go unavailable. We wait until next season. So now my item's gone, right? Right. So it's no longer available since I changed it. So super easy to go in there and pretty much like extract values from the community in that way. Put something out there and match it. So kind of like creating something out of nothing, interestingly enough. This is one of my favorite ones from this person here. So she wants to exchange, but doesn't really want anything, right? So no exchange needed. She just wants somebody to take care of the plants. That's another way to do it. And her profile is pretty neat too. Check her out. Her name is Andy. She's in Palolo. And so I got like a bunch of native plants from her. She was doing some restoration of areas and just had a whole bunch of stuff. So she's looking for some, you know, or some labor intensive tasks as well. It always surprises me to go into some of these bios because some of them are very thoughtful. She's an O-level speaker too. So
Nice.
and MacGyver. Yeah. So and then of course I added her as a friend. This is similar to favorites, where you click add as a friend. If you come into your profile and you click on my neighbors and friends, it'll show you my friends. So I added Andy, all of my different friends. She's my friend also. And then you can see people in my neighborhood. So my neighborhood is set to Palolo, but I'm not necessarily friends with these people like Zoe or Reed or Nate. I don't know who they are, but we're in the same location. So if I click on Nate, I can see who he is. Lauhala Products and Labor. That's like the fourth profile we just chose that somebody's down to give labor, right?
That's a resource. That's a huge resource.
Yeah. So we haven't even gotten there yet, Tina. We haven't gotten there to being able to work with that, right? Because the way that I would work with Nate maybe for his Lauhala products, I don't know, maybe he's an educator or teacher and he does it. I would either have to go to his school or enter into a commercial market to pay him for it, know him as a friend, or find an app or a platform that lets me interact with that part of him, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. And then, you know, I think like email, like staying in touch with your community, continuing to teach your community about ways that we can interact. Calls like this, I think, are important so we can open our minds to how we can connect. And then pulling these things into like member located in, browse market. I don't know. These are all just ways that we can uncover more data. It's the same data, just in different views. And then we can put tooltips and things like that there. So another thing is the exchange map. This is starting to take a little more form. Basically, the list now shows we have a lot of different exchange locations within the app, but if someone didn't add something to those locations, we're not showing it. And so you can also find Project MAHI through the exchange map. In the future, this would be visual, and we would actually be able to see. Obviously, that's not right. It should be a Maui. I don't know why it's showing up in Hilo. Interesting. But technically a map, all the available items, and then statistics. So there's 27 items in that market right now. So that's what it shows.
So I have a quick question.
Sure.
So when we do the Maui Sunday markets, and we want to be able to, soon upload our products for sale. How does it happen where the people that want to order, say my salads or hi'ileis, mamaki tea, is that already in the works? I mean, is that already available for them to click on and order, or it's still in the works?
Well, so the way that it works right now, let me actually just go through it. So the way that it works now is the directory basically says, okay, these are the items that are available in the market. If you're interested in this, then you would just either go directly to their profile and click on a link to go to their website. So see, a lot of these, and this is a good community management reminder, I think, is to put your links in there. If there is a direct way, e-commerce way for someone to purchase, put that in there so that it takes them directly to it. Otherwise, you would just send an email or a text, and then there's so many different ways that people are selling items now. How many people in this on this call are selling online or like e-commerce or website by chance?
Instagram, Facebook, that kind of thing
Okay.
too.
Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah, social media. Okay. Do you have like an e-commerce page?
No,
No. Okay. No. Okay. So it's like if somebody wants to purchase, they're calling or emailing or social media and placing their order.
I'm I'm promoting or asking them to message their orders in advance.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we haven't, the way that it works now is we create the link and the consumer will reach out directly to you. What it sounds like, and we've spoken about this, but almost like placing an order. So like saying bundle of rosemary, right? And if you're interested in this, then you can say how much you're interested in, when you're interested in picking it up, etc. That part isn't developed yet, Tina.
Okay.
But I think we can make it more effective to get online purchases if we put in links and if we put in like ways to pay.
Yeah.
So that's something maybe let's think a little bit more about that for maybe a next call. Some solutions to, because essentially if you had like a PayPal link, like if you have PayPal or Square or Cash App, there's links that someone can just send you money that way. So you could easily put your PayPal pay link on your item, and if someone's interested in 2 bundles, they would PayPal you $6 for 2 bundles of rosemary, and then you would just meet next Tuesday and deliver it, kind of thing, or drop it in the mail or whatever.
John, we can also add it. I know there was one farmer I helped with, Kokomaka Emsley. They had added in their website link that they receive credit card payments for.
Right. Yes.
You can go to the link. And so like for Tina, if there was you have your Venmo, you could say, oh, I accept on Venmo, and here's the Venmo name, or I don't know if it's I think it's a name. Yeah. You put a name or a number, and then they can
Yeah.
purchase
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
Or
it'd be like your Cash App dollar kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it. Otherwise, the way that it would work is you would just take their payment in person, Tina. But I have some ideas on making that order process easier, I think.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
because I think we want to create some recurring inertia with our clients and customers. And so I think it would be awesome if there was a way for us to say like a button that says like place an order or something. And then it would basically allow you to put in what you're interested in and when or something like that,
So I have an example. So
Go ahead.
at my Saturday kihi market, ko mahi'ai makeke, I'm my next door vendor Joel Coca Farms. He's on Omel Peel. So when it first started, he had long lines, and he has regulars, and he's an organic farmer. But he gets orders from people, but he has to wait because they pay for it, and he has to wait for them to come pick it up. So he's waiting. Sometimes they forget to pick it up. So he's waiting. So then there's Okamura Farms right across the way, and that's another organic farmer, and he has, they're all amazing farmers, but we kind of, I guess, need to streamline a way where we can receive, prep, deliver. I don't know. It's
logistics. It's like logistics and distribution. Yeah. Logistics and distribution, and it's the next step in closing the loop. So we're creating all these connections, right? And it's like, it's, a lot of them are reaching out, and they're connecting with each other, and that business is happening. And then there's a tool for us to like organize that action too. So
good.
Awesome. Good thoughts, Tina. I'll think a little bit more about the dynamic of that. But like this call has unlocked a lot of interesting thoughts. It's super inspiring and very validating for you all to be into this call. This is like amazing. And so I really thank you for your time. We're at 1 hour now, and so happy to answer any questions. If you guys have any other thoughts or ideas.
What a gorgeous environment. It's so appealing and ono. Thank you so much, Kealoha.
You're welcome. And thank you folks also. I'm excited to get up to Maui soon and take some new visuals. That's one thing actually I would throw out there also is next time I visit, I would love to shoot some fresh visuals. If you have a farm, you want some new photos, some drone photos, let me know. I can stop by, put you on a list, and we'll just capture some new visuals and share that. That's something I want to also bring to the exchange and to this project, so that we can all promote and have better visuals. Yeah. And sounds good.
Mahalo, everybody.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, and also let's see here. I'm gonna put my email in the chat. You guys can feel free, john@exchangeout.com. Email me anytime, and I'm happy to walk you through things. I can even jump on a call with you if you need. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
John.
All right.
There's Anne. Anne just jumped on.
All right. Hi, Anne. Anne, do you have any questions? I saw you jump on, and I saw your reactions. So thank you so much.
She's our honey person in Wai'ehuko for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
She's also the head of the agriculture department at University of Hawaii Maui College.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
No, I'm not. I retired.
Oh my gosh, you did? OMG.
December 31st. So I'm
Oh.
so I'm a free agent.
Oh my gosh. Let's hook her in, get her to do something.
I want to check out her profile. Thank you so much for being here, Anne. I appreciate it. Mahalo.
All right. Thank you so much, Kealoha.
Okay.
And everyone. Thank you. Aloha.